Okay, in this video, you're going to learn how to build vinyl lattice with rot-free, maintenance-free board for a skirt panel on your porch or deck. And this is how we set up. We have a measurement here where I pre-cut boards roughly 20 inches high, which you'll see here. On this particular section, roughly 64 inches. Okay? So that's how we start out, pre-cutting your boards. This is 3.5 wide, so we did 3.5, 3.5 to 7. So obviously the centerpiece on this particular build is 13. So we got 2 sides built and 2 rails built. Not attached to anything, they're just actually separate. Okay, there's a couple ways to build them. This is how we do them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our rough lattice and we're going to map out our measure cuts. And we'll show you how to do that real quick. Okay, to get the right size for the lattice, we've turned the lattice piece before it's cut upside down on the bench. Mapped out the same boards again, roughly. The only difference is we're leaving a 1/4 inch inlay. If this were the outside of your display, this is what you'll see as a finished product. So on the interior, we've bumped it over 1/4 inch, where you can see the gap here. And we're bumping it 1/4 inch over here. So we don't have any interference as we build this. And we're going to do that around everything, including this end, which will pull and draw a 1/4 inch this way as well. So we'll do that now, just simply by going like this, and we can do it by eye. Sorry about that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Alright, so when I line up my cut for this particular length of lattice, we're going to go right on that mark. So we're at a 1/2 diamond. So real simple, we're going to line that up for a 1/2 diamond cut all the way down. And that's going to be our first line cut to reduce this lattice. Here. Okay, so what we did was we moved our board, struck our line, and now we're going to take the first cuts. Be right back. Okay, so we're finished cutting the piece. Put that on the ground, and here's what we end up having. If you look at it from the top, just to give you a quick idea again, the board is a little bit past the lattice. This is what we want. Okay, this is what we want as well. We're going to be a little bit past the lattice everywhere that the board is. So here you have a little bit past. When you match the other rail back up, don't mind me. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to be a little bit past for everything that we do. So when you look at it this way, you can see we're a little past with the board. So that gives us a lip. So now what we're going to do is we're going to build it backwards. Being that this is the final display, we're going to tuck our boards underneath. Okay, so what we did here was we set the first one, and what we're using, and you can use something else if you want. You could use brad tacks, it doesn't matter, but we're using carpenter staple. And that's about 3/4 inch. It goes through the lattice, doesn't come out through the surface of the 3/4 composite board, and it's ideal. So you can see, nice staple there. So what we did was we took the existing frame and now we inverted it backwards. You can see it's not yet fastened together, and we're using the lattice to run square with this. Set that one up there. Alright, and then he's going to hit the first one on the side, so 2 there. Alright, now we're going to come down to the end. Regardless of what we have, we already know we're set up. So here's our 1/4 inch inlay, 2 in there. Alright, and then we're going to draw over and match up our pattern. Now when you do this, you should have one person clamping together like this with your hand, and you can hit the ends. Alright, that's set. Now we're coming down the other end, and we're doing the identical thing here. Now we got a little crazy with our lattice cut here, but it doesn't really matter because it's going to cover up with a support brace. Now we're up at our end, so you want to fasten 2 into that. Now if you don't have a brad gun nailer, it's going to be a little bit harder for you to do. mate that together. Side good? Yeah, all right, brad that. Okay, now, this is what we have. We can put a couple in here, just to hold it for now. Go down. Okay, you stop there. Now, if you don't have a brad gun, you can always rent one from your local rental, but just real quick to show you what we have so far. Now, that's in the makings, okay? So now what we want to do is we want to secure these panels to the lattice. And you'll simply do that by BB gunning every other one. And he's maintaining an up-down pattern. That'll help hold the board rigid. You're out. Okay, once you do your infill on your face, come to your edge, you're going to do the same thing. Inner and outer. Don't get too close. You don't want to blow out the edge. Alright? Going in here. Okay, now this gives it some rigidity and continue all the way down. Alright, as soon as we finish assembling this, we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. Eric finished stapling everything all the way around the perimeter. What's nice about that is nothing shows through, so you don't have any staples that pop through and ruin your project. Now the next part is if you look at the joints, you can see how weak the joint is, because the only thing holding it right now is the actual lattice. So you have some integrity, but not enough to put onto the building. So the easiest way that we found to do this is to simply lay it back down, and you can use the same 3.5 stock, or what we did was we bought 2.5. And what we're doing is the same thing. We're going to mirror image this, and what this will do is this is going to give our joint rigidity. So in here we'll have the added strength where it won't cup or bow or flex. Now you need your other gun. Hold on. You need your other gun. You're going to use your brad gun. Oh, you have my bad. All right, so go ahead. We have 1.25 inch brad nailer, and we're just going to at random 4 on the board. All right, back and forth motion. Again, you don't really need glue. 4 on your end. 5's good too. Doesn't matter. All right. Now, what we just did, turn that up, so you know, is we added rigidity to that. So now this board joint has no more flex to it whatsoever, and that'll actually stay. All right. So we'll lay that back down. We're going to take one down the other side and do the same thing. And all we're doing is just inlaying roughly a quarter, roughly a quarter, roughly a quarter. So that's good right there. Yep. You want to at least get 4 on the crossboard as your nail. Again, if you don't have a brad gun nailer, you can rent one. You could probably go to Home Depot big box store and get a compressor, a brad gun just like that one, and a hose for $99. Something you'll always have, something you'll always use. This is almost done. So now we have the supports. So if you're looking at it this way, this is your exterior. Looks pretty nice, doesn't it? Not bad, easy to do, inexpensive, and what's more important, it's got rigidity and it's not going to rot. So we're going to do one more thing. We're going to put a section down the middle as a decorative. So the easiest way to do that, and we're using the 2.5 board instead of the 4-inch board, and the easiest way to do that is flip this back over. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Go back down. What we did is this is 64 inches total, so our center here is marked at 32. It's also marked at 32 up top. Raise that up. I pre-cut this at 13 inches because that's our difference, and basically you're going to drop it in between. Okay, we required a quick trim. So basically what we're doing is we're just centering this. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you want it to be square. So then lay it down. All right, so now that's our add-on. Again, remember that's the front. So do the same thing as you did with the rail. Just pick a diamond. We're dead center half. We're almost half here. So you want to try to get it half. And that's about half. So aesthetically from the exterior, that's going to look nice. Good, BB gun that up. Stop. You have the correct gun? Okay, go ahead. Okay, so this is the final project. We put the decorative rail on the interior. Eric, you can hold that up. And there it is. This is your piece. I'll turn this sideways so you can get a nice view of it. Now this particular project on the porch itself, back here has a rail already set up. So all we'll do is when we get to the job site is pre-drill and attach it right to. This is your end block. Left is your end block. And there's your simple panel. This one is 64 inches wide by 20 inches in height. Okay, hope this video helped you out. For more videos, go to the description section. You'll see different links to some more of my things. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips. Thanks for watching.